Good morning. So I went to go live earlier. Like I hit the live button and I'm like, yeah, let's do some makeup. And then I was like, wait, I gotta poop. So I was like, let me go potty first. And so then I don't know. It said, you're now live. And I was like, nope, cancel, gotta poop. And then I came back. So here I am. I feel much better. So I titled this "We're All Ugly When We First Wake Up" because I feel like so many of us look at people online and we're like, oh, they're so pretty. Like I wish I was as pretty as her. Girl, we all ugly. We're all ugly. First thing, y'all need to quit. So I'm trying to like normalize showing up online as yourself. Like I have a team of artists in there. Hey Maggie, oh, it's still early. 11, 10, 9, 8. Oh no, it's not early there. Yeah, so I was like I should poop first. Anyway, so we all look at the people online and we're like, oh, they're so pretty. And it's like, no, let's normalize everybody just showing up online exactly how you look first thing in the morning, because that's the coyote ugly, right? We don't want another situation. If you guys don't know that story, I was in the mall and I was shopping and I was in the middle of Victoria's Secret and I felt like a gurgle in my guts. And so I put my bag down behind the counter. I said, I'm going to be right back. I just need to run to the restroom. Like, I just got to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. She says, okay. And so, I went to go to the bathroom and I was just like, heel toeing it across the food court. And then this lady comes up and she goes, oh my God, are you Freedom Barbie? And I was like, no, in my head, but I was like, yeah, I totally am. Like, but I couldn't, I was like gonna shit my pants. And anyways, and then so she's like, can we take a picture? And I'm like, yeah, like I was just trying to, and I still don't know who she is because I didn't stick around long enough. Usually I get their name and their handle and I'm like, can I have a selfie with you? Like, I usually want to take a picture with them just because, I don't know, it's fun for me too. And anyways, I didn't do that. So I scurried to the bathroom and everything was fine. I did not shit my pants, but it just reminded me that like we are all the same. Like she was excited, like, oh, Freedom Barbie or whatever, but like don't ever compare yourself to any of these people online because we all shit our pants the exact same way. We all get gurgle guts. And so I was like, that's so real. Like it just happens. And so we all idolize like celebrities and all these singers like Taylor Swift, and like Taylor Swift is great. She's beautiful. She's a brilliant lyricist, right? Like she's amazing. She's a great musician, great singer, but like she shits her pants too. So anyways, that's why I said we all wake up a little ugly in the morning. So, a lot of you ask about my skincare first thing in the morning. So I want to share it with you like real time. So every night and every morning, Denise, there's no other way to be. Because if I try to be perfect and then I mess up, it's going to be so obvious. You're like, oh my God, she messed up. But if I'm like legit all the time saying, hey, I messed up, then it's no surprise when I legit F up. You know what I mean? Oh, there's my husband. Hi, babe. Okay, so anyways, I wash my face night and morning with the Benefit Pore Clearing Cleanser. Real light, like I take my makeup off at night with the ginger melt, but I did just get some new stuff that I want to try, the milk makeup. I really like their line and I found some of their other, SPF stuff. So anyways, Mukwanago, how do you pronounce that, Candace? And where is that? That sounds like an interesting name. So anyways, wash my face. So makeup remover at night, wash my face. And I use the makeup erasers to just kind of clean everything. Like, and I wash around my lashes. I use a Q-tip to get in there. Anyways, so then at nighttime, I use the Saint, cream to moisturize because it's so good. Mukwanago. Like that? Mukwanago, Wisconsin. I thought that was like another country, like maybe in Africa or something. Like it sounded like, maybe something from like South Africa. I don't know. I don't know, Candace. You pronounce it. Mukwanago. Now hold on, I'm going to screenshot that because I have to look that up. Anyways, and so in the morning, after I wash my face, I do my moisturizer, I choose my jewelry because if I don't wear, like when I put on jewelry, I feel like it just kind of puts me in the mood to like, present yourself well. And I had a friend who said, always try to be the best dressed person in the room. I'm not someone who's going to wear like, business casual when I work in my office. So I pulled out the nicest long sleeve, tie-dye shirt I had and my nicest cutoff shorts. So yeah, I thought it was an exotic location. Exactly. And then one thing that I try to do to like kind of elevate my mood for the day is put on jewelry. It just kind of adds a little bit of pizzazz and a little bit of personal style. So it just kind of gets you ready. And then I come into my office and this is when I do my stuff. So in the morning, I use this Drunk Elephant stuff. Drunk Elephant. No, they do not pay me. I've been telling them you got to do a brand deal with me, but they don't listen. I like the Drunk Elephant because there's no extra ingredients that you don't need. And my skin really, really loves it. It's the first time I've actually used a product where my skin like didn't feel greasy. It didn't feel weird. It's just really, really nice. So if you want the link to what I use, just comment like skincare or whatever, and I'll send you the link after this. So I use a little bit of this. This stuff is the Proteini. It has like the peptides and the polypeptide cream, and then moisture. So this is the whipped cream, and then B Hydro, so these are like all the vitamins and all the things. And I feel like, I'm telling you, Michelle, putting on jewelry will really kind of get you in the mood a little bit. Like, okay, now I got to put on makeup and you don't have to wear makeup, but you know what I mean? Just kind of like, I don't know, like it kind of helps when you're kind of like giving yourself a little zhuzhin, you know? Anyway, so these three together are a really great combo for my skin. And I noticed that my skin, these lines and wrinkles are much more hydrated and not as obvious to me. And I don't use anything that's like clinical, like I don't use the dermatologist, like, skin SkinCeuticals or whatever. So this is kind of like the Drunk Elephant is really similar to the dermatologist recommended like SkinCeuticals and, you know, I can't think of the other one, but anyways, this is like that except without all the extra ingredients, and it's like half the price. So considering I'm someone who I feel like you get what you pay for. If you spend $10 on skincare, your face is going to look like you spent $10 on skincare. I'm just saying, like, yeah, there are like drugstore options that you can get that are really great. But for me personally, I like the ingredients and the more expensive stuff. And I noticed that the other stuff is a lot of water. Like it's very watered down. So I feel like you're not getting all the benefits of it, which is also why, like when I take my vitamins every day, like the multivitamin, oh yeah, the new episode came out today. I forgot. Thank you. Go listen to it. You're going to love it. Lip gloss if I'm feeling gross. Good for you. Hey, lip gloss will make a big difference too. So anyway, so these are the three that I use every morning. So if you want the link to these, just comment link. I'll send you the link to my LTK or whatever. But this is the moisturizer I use every single day under my makeup, right? I just love. My skin loves it, and I really, really see a difference. Which I'm kind of glad I don't collab with them, because otherwise I feel like if you collab with a company, like, of course you're going to say it's great, but I only collab with companies that I actually really like or really, appreciate. Okay. So there's my moisturizer. So moisturizer, all the hydration, all the things, right? Miss Jones, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Perimenopause is my nemesis. I'll have to try it. Christine, I'm going to be 40 July 4th. Like, I am in it. Are you an 84 baby? I'm an 84 baby. Are there any other 84 girls here? I'm going to be 40 this year. We're 40. This is our year. Okay. And then the next thing that I use is this. This is the C Tango, the vitamin C eye cream. My real mom passed away December 19th. She had Parkinson's. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about the passing of your mom. I know that's still really hard. She wished me a happy birthday to me in heaven. I love my mom. I'd be so sad. Like, she's getting up there in age, but what do you do, Emily's 94, so you're 10 years behind me. But still, like, I feel like... Oh, you're 1980s. Okay. 1980 girl. I graduated in 87. Candace, July 4th. Yay! Another July 4th girl. That's why I'm Freedom Barbie. I graduated middle school in 84. That's great. I love that. This is the C Tango eye cream. This stuff is really, really nice. You don't need very much. It really goes a long way, but this kind of tightens and brightens a little bit. And I put this on my lids too. This is really nice. I love that there's so many ladies around my age in here. And also, if you're someone who is younger, like if you are in your 20s and 30s, start on the freaking skincare. Like, start on the freaking skincare, okay? Because I did it. I was just outside. Tan me, Jesus. Like, tan me, Lord. Because if you can't tone it, tan it, right? Like, I wanted to be dark because that's what looks better on a bigger body. Like, you know, you look skinny when you tan. Any recommendations for acne? If you're, Riley, if you have acne and you're looking for skincare, Saint is the makeup brand that I sell, and they have a skincare that is milk based, and a lot of my customers with acne really like it. Personally, I didn't care for the skincare. I thought it was too gentle, but I also don't have problematic skin. But a lot of my girls with problematic skin, rosacea and all like eczema, all those things, and then the acne, sensitive skin, they really like the Saint skincare. So try the Saint cleanser. It's milk based, so lactic acid and all the things. And then if you're not wearing Saint makeup, it has beeswax in it, which is healing for your skin. So you might really benefit from the Saint makeup. There's no added. It's just, there's no alcohols or anything, so it's not going to dry out your skin. What is on the nail of your ring finger? It's a bow. It's a little bow. Isn't it cute? My best friend, Nail Junkie 615, she does custom press-ons, and so these are like 4 or 5 different sets that I just mashed together because the colors worked. But I just love, love, love that bow. I have awful sensitive skin. I love the skincare. Oh, thanks for sharing, Jessica. Okay, so you have sensitive skin. You love the skincare. Personally, it just didn't work for me. Like, I mean, it worked. Like, it cleansed my face okay, but I like the sudsy of the Benefit pore clearing cleanser that I use. But it's really preference. But definitely try the Saint skincare if you haven't. I put under my eyes. This stuff. This is the vitamin C from Drunk Elephant. So if you want the link to any of the skincare stuff, just like comment link or whatever. Wait, someone commented it before. I want to make sure I don't miss it. If you wanted the link to the skincare, can you just put it in a comment again? Because I think I missed it. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm so like, I hate being on a live and then not answering someone's question. It makes me feel like I've left somebody out, so I'm really sorry. So the Drunk Elephant is a really, really nice, it's a good skincare for the price, and it's very similar to the SkinCeuticals, which is like double the price. So, oh, I think I got them. Okay, sorry. My tripod isn't very steady, so when I screenshot it, like, how long does the Drunk Elephant eye serum? I've had this about probably about 8 months, and I haven't run out. Like, it's still pretty full. So you don't use very much of this. Like, literally a little, like, smaller than a pea, and just like little bit goes a long way. I'm past my social media time, so I have to go. Oh, bye, Tammy. Oh, you were listening to the podcast. Thank you guys also for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate. We love your support so much. If the word is supposed to prompt the link. No, I don't have it set up on an automation. I just want to make sure that after this I send it to you. I need part 3 for free. Sarah, I use that only once a day. And then at nighttime when I wash my face, I use the Saint moisturizer just all over. So I only use it once a day. Oh, you're in Destin. Okay, so you're just a little north of me. So I'm in Tampa. So that's my moisturizer. So I always do my moisturizer, and then I do an SPF, okay? And I use my SPF as primer. The SPF that I have been loving, my esthetician recommended it. It's from Alastin. Love this stuff. It is a little slightly tinted, and it's mineral, which means it, like, I have extensions, like blonde extensions, and if you use a chemical sunscreen, it'll turn your extensions orange. So I have to only use mineral, which means when I go in the sun and I spray, it has to be the mineral, which is like the white cast, which sucks, but whatever. So I've been using this because it is the only one that's like, well, one of the only ones that's tinted, a little bit glowy. Drunk Elephant also has one that's a little bit more matte. So a little bit more glowy, a little bit more matte. But I went to Sephora this weekend and I saw the because Supergoop, they've been talking about this forever, and they finally came out with it. It's called Protect Tint Daily SPF, and this is 50. The Junk Elephant is SPF 30. The Elastin is 36. This is SPF 50, and it's tinted. So I had to get this. Brittany, I had to poop. That's why I left earlier, because I had to poop. I was like, I should probably poop first. And then, so, sorry. It's true. I don't know what to tell you. I was like, I gotta go. And I don't drink coffee, so just regular without coffee. So anyway, so I've never tried this under my makeup. This will be my first time. But they do have different shades. So this is 34C, which it's kind of close. I think it'll be fine. It's just a light tint. So this is 34C is the color that I got. And so I'm going to try it and see how it does as a primer under my makeup. I feel like that's probably too much, but we'll see. So we're just going to tappy tap and yeah, this is going to sheer out. So it's okay. See that I got a little bit darker because I use a self tanner. And so even though my face is lighter, I need to match my self tanner. So I went a little bit darker. And also if you go too light on your, on any of your products that are tinted or on your makeup, it'll show up really textured on your skin and you'll see every pore, every wrinkle, every line, every peach fuzz, everything, every dry flake, you'll see it all. So I always recommend going with a darker shade than you need. Are you putting this under Saint Makeup? Yeah, I'm using this as a primer. So instead of primer, I've always really used my SPF as primer though. So I'm just putting this SPF primer everywhere, or SPF, tinted SPF everywhere. So this is SPF 50, whereas what I was using before was 36 and 30. So I like that. And I'm gonna be 40 this year, so I had to freaking do something and like start working on my skin. I tried Coco and Eva. I did not like it. I wasn't crazy about it. So I started using Pasty Girl. So Pasty Girl so this girl reached out to me and she's like, hey, I have this tanning stuff. Like, will you try it and use it? And I tried it and I was like, oh, I love it. And so it's from Pasty Girl. She has an Instagram, but if you want the discount code, just comment the word pasty. That should trigger my discount link to be sent to you. So if you want my, my self tanner, and she uses it's a violet base, so it doesn't do the oranginess. So it's really, really nice. And I did a tutorial video. I just have to post it on how I do like my hands and my body and all that stuff. But it's really, really beautiful. Try it. Go to just type the word pasty, Pasty. Yeah. And then it should send you the discount link. Let me know if it doesn't, and then I'll just make sure to manually send it to you. Okay, so I put my SPF. I always recommend SPF. I noticed right away it's a little less, it's a little more dry, it feels. I know. Listen, my husband's planning it. This is my husband's day. Like he needs to plan it. This is on him. So this is a little bit more dry. No, it doesn't smell like anything. The Pasty Girl, it doesn't smell bad at all. Like it literally doesn't smell like anything. This is a little bit more dry. So the Supergoop is the SPF 50. It's a lot more dry than this. This is a little bit more glowy and a little bit more, it feels a little bit more like moisturizing. I don't know. That's a little bit dry. We'll see. We'll see how it does today though with my makeup. So that will be the ultimate test. So 50 on this and SPF 50 on that. Where'd it go? Over here. And then I'll let you know how it compares to my other stuff. So we're trying it here. Okay, so now I have does it fade soft or patchy? No, it fades pretty soft. I get about maybe 5 or 6 days. I do the self tanner about once a week, but then she also has like a tan eraser. So like if you do the tan eraser, like if you want to eliminate it, and then I get the gloves, she has like an exfoliating glove, and then just kind of like you put the tan eraser all over, and then you can just like exfoliate if you want to start over or whatever. The one from the Revenge podcast. Oh, okay. So once I do that, I let that sit in for a couple minutes. I don't know. I'm not crazy. I like that. It's a little bit more dry, but we're going to try it because, well, I try everything and I don't know. Might as well. All right, so let's do my makeup now. If you are new here, if you've never heard of this Saint makeup that I sell, this makeup it's basically a cream makeup. It's customized to you. You build your own compact, like shade by shade, right? So anytime during this, if you just want to comment match, it'll send you the color match form, and then you upload your selfie. I look at your picture and I help you determine what shades you need, and then you build your own palette. Like you can whatever I send you for a color match, you can choose from that what you want to buy. It's just like a retail store. So don't let this direct sales company scare you away. Like I know some direct sales companies are, I didn't even mean to, like this was an accident that I started telling this. But it is really a good company. So I've done my research. I'm going to put my number here real quick. And for a free color match. And then I'll pin this. Anytime you guys want to text me for anything, like, hey, I saw that what was that self tanner you use? Like, it doesn't even have to be for the makeup. If you just have questions, just text me on this number. This is a number specifically for my Saint line. You can text me with anything that you need. And the goal is that I stay connected with my customers, because social media can be a little bit of a zoo sometimes. And I never want anybody to feel like I forgot them. Okay, so let's get into makeup. Do you ever get trolls texting you? Yeah, sometimes. What do? You just block them. Okay, so this makeup, a lot of people are like, that's different, that's weird, I'm just going to stick with my liquid. Here's the difference between this makeup and liquid. First of all, it's faster. So whenever you're applying your makeup, this is like, if you treat it like a powder and just kind of sweep into it like it's a powder compact and dust it on your face, it blends really lightly but gives you a really good coverage. So whereas I used to be a full coverage girl, like I wanted full coverage, like I wanted that super even skin tone, this will give you that without as much product. So what you'll see is it just kind of melts into the skin and starts to like just kind of become like a second skin, right? So this I use girl, don't, there's nothing to be hesitant about. Like you'll get it and you'll be like, oh, like this isn't so bad. We've been doing the same makeup since 8th grade, right? So like it's new and it's different. I have, because it's coming into summertime, I have a darker foundation shade here also because I self-tan. So if you want to be matched for like that secondary color, like I'll say, hey, this is your color for right now, but probably in a couple of weeks or as we get into summer, you might want this shade. And this is cool because it is so customized. Like these are magnetic 10s and they just like pop out, and you can organize your palettes however you want. So these have a little magnet thing on the bottom, and they're aluminum tins, so they just kind of pop in. So you can organize it and arrange it however you want. There's smaller palettes, bigger palettes, get whatever size you want. So whenever you dust your cream on your face, a lot of people think, I went live on Facebook last night and I showed how like we try to put on so much and it was really cakey and really heavy. This is just really like dusty and light. So feathery, dusty, kind of dust it all over, kind of like it's a powder. It's not a super wet, sticky, tacky cream, right? So once you put your main shade all over, which this is one way to do it. Other people put on their contour and their brightening highlight first and then do the foundation everywhere else. There's so many different ways. Hey girl, hey! There's so many different ways to apply this makeup. This is how I've been doing it lately, just to kind of teach this way, and then you'll see me switch it up and do it a different way. It's totally personal preference, right? The idea is that there's fewer layers and more colors. The more colors we add, the more dimension our face gets. The younger we look, the brighter we look, the more alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic we look. So this is my main shade, kind of dusted all over, right? And this is where the magic happens, but everybody's scared of the magic. So we're going to talk about the contour. The contour is the magic that's like scary, but also not. So let's say we come into my contour, right? On the tips of, you see it's not super creamy and like, hey Daryl, it's good to see you. It's not super cakey. It's just on the tips of my bristles, right? And when we just kind of tap or stamp or lightly sweep this on our cheekbones, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like you can literally slap this makeup on all willy-nilly, like I say. So whenever you're applying your makeup, sweepy sweepies, dusty dusty, sweepy sweepies, tappy to blend, like whatever you do. The one thing we don't want to do, which a lot of people end up doing, is this. and start swirling all over. And you don't have to do that because this makeup just isn't, it's just not, you don't have to like this. It's just very light. Like it's going to blend really easy. So if you treat this makeup like a powder and just kind of dust into it and you just kind of apply it where you want it. If you want it a little bit heavier, oh, you give that baby pup some loves from me. If you want to apply it a little bit heavier, you can go a little bit heavier. This makeup is buildable. But if you want to start really lightly and you're like, contour is so scary, do the freaking contour. You'll be like, holy bananas, that looks so good. And you'll be like, I look younger. And it's really nuts. It's really cool how you can add just a little bit of that cool gray ashy tone to create this dimension. See how I went from having like one color all over, and now I'm adding like, it looks like my face is thinner. Like the Lord did not give me cheekbones. No offense, Lord, but you missed this part, but it's fine. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, but the Lord forgot my cheekbones, and that's okay. So we're just going to create them. And so when you kind of add just a little bit of those cool tones there, it kind of creates that illusion of a shadow, right? And a little bit under my lip, and it's not color in the lines. Like this is not something that you have to be totally perfect with. So just kind of put your contour in like the cheekbone area, right? And just kind of keep it in this area. Like don't start going all over, and then blend it up to Jesus. So contour, put it on, blend it up. Okay, so that's going to be a great start, like super easy, nothing crazy, just bloop, 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 okay? Then it's the brightening highlight. So your brightening highlight is going to go in the center of your face. So our darkest shade over here goes around like the perimeter and creates this like frame, if you will. The brightest color goes in the middle because now we want the attention to come to the middle. Alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic, bright, cheery, wide open eyes. Like that's what we want, right? So same brush. This is a 3D brush. Hi. Into my lightest color, which is my brightening highlight. Some of us might know this as concealer, and we would do like the little triangles under our eyes. We're not quite doing that. I mean, you can if you want, like do you. I'm not your mama, do whatever you want. I do it like this. I kind of put this in the corners and bring it down. See my bag line right here? I don't want to put brightener there. And here's why. This area in our bag line is the driest, most crepey area on our skin, right? So I don't want to add a super bright color there and enhance that texture and that dryness. So what I like to do is I like to bring the brightening highlight down under the bag line. Don't worry, the brightness will still make its way there, but this way we're not jamming all of our product there. So then as you start to blend and you start to just tap, what'll happen is your cream makeup it'll find its way to where it needs to go. And we just tap, and you'll see that I've just brightened without going all the way under there and shoving a bunch of product in that bag line, right? So first of all, stay out of the bag line, okay? So that's gonna be our first thing to remember. Stay out of the bag line. Come down along the nose and sweep out towards the center of the face, okay? So when you do this, those bag lines, I did not put any product there, but you see how they're still bright, right? If you still have discoloration there and the brightness is not enough to cancel out like I don't have super dark under eyes, so the brightness is fine for me. If you still have discoloration there, that's when we come in with a little bit of the color correctors and just cancel out where it's dark. And that's something I can help you with too. So a lot of times for many people, that's blue, like blue and purple right here. That's where all those veins kind of come together, and they're a lot darker usually. So the blue and purple is what's there, and we're going to cancel that out with orange, yellow, and if it's green, a little bit of red. So those are ways that we can cancel that out without shoving a bunch of product. This makeup will not crease and cake and settle and all that in your lines. It just won't. But if you have darkness under here and you shove a whole bunch of concealer, it doesn't actually conceal. You'll notice it's just a little lighter and it looks chalky. And we don't want to do that. So apply your brightening highlight down your face and under the bag line, and you'll see that they kind of just, and sometimes you'll see that you're like, oh, well, this is really bright, and it kind of makes this look not as dark. And so sometimes it's just the push and the pull of the lights and the darks, which is the whole point of highlighting and contouring, is the contrast. So you have a really, really bright here, dark over here. So now the things that I'm self-conscious about, like my uneven skin tone, my melasma, acne scars, sunspots, things like that, those are a lot less noticeable. So whenever you start to add more colors, just a little bit of it in the appropriate areas, and it doesn't have to be color in the lines, just the general area, you really start to see how, you know, certain features get brought forward, and it's really, really nice. So then I put a little bit of the brightening highlight right here, kind of like a palm tree. Like I kind of do the brightening right here between my brows, and then keep this T-zone really bright. So I come straight down my face. So literally if you draw a line straight down your face with your brightening highlight, and then down here in the corners, and you can even do like a faux eye lift if you put that brightness right up here and just kind of give the appearance. See how your eye is drawn upward? That's one thing that you can do too, and it just blends. It just taps in. And see how that brightness is there? And then that's when you add, excuse me, by the time you add all your makeup and you tap in everything, and just kind of, you can see how all the brightness is right here now. This looks really nice and lifted, and it's really pretty. And then the contours out here, so it kind of adds it. You're wearing makeup, but at the same time, like, it's so light that it's so natural looking on your skin. And that's what I love about this makeup, is you can totally change like your whole appearance with just a little bit of lights and darks and pushing and pulling and kind of playing on the light, you know. So these are just our natural features that we have. We're just enhancing them. We're not using makeup as a mask anymore. And by we, I mean I am not using makeup as a mask anymore. I was hiding behind makeup, and I don't want to do that anymore. So now I just like to enhance it, and I like to teach others how to enhance their natural beauty. And I just want to normalize like feeling beautiful just as we are, but still being able to play with makeup and get creative and fun and, you know, enhancing the things that we love. Okay, so now I've done my contour. I did my brightening highlight. So brightening highlight is literally straight down the face, right here in the inner corners, and if you want to, kind of lift up out here, okay? So now I've done those three things. So when you get a color match, so just comment match or text me or whatever, I'll match you to a main foundation shade or a second one, since we're going into summer if you want a second shade, a brightening highlight, which is the brightest shade in the T-zone, and then the contour. So I'll match you to those three. I'm really good at color matching. So I match over 100 women a day. I do a pretty good job. I kind of know my stuff. If for some reason your color is off or you don't like it, we can totally swap it out. There's a 30-day return policy. Like it's great. Like it's just like Ulta. It's just like a retail store. If you don't like it, you return it, whatever. But what's cool is that many different women can wear multiple different shades. So try not to get caught up on what you see online. Those colors do not look like this. Even in the pan, it looks way dark, but here it's not. So it's because it's literally like a huge amount of pigment crammed into one little space because you only need so much. So it's really concentrated. So it looks a little bit darker, but it's not. She's amazing. My stuff came out perfect. Yay! I put concealer under my eyes and blend it, and it does what you said we don't want, which is chalky brightness. Okay, so if it's chalky, if you still need, if you still have discoloration, we can start working with the demi shade. So with the demi, yay! I'm so excited for you to get your order. You're gonna love it. One way that you can cancel out the darkness, so you can still see like a little bit under my eye. So right there, if you follow that bag line, you can still see a little bit of the darkness. I'm not super self-conscious about it. It's not super dark, but if you do have more darkness there, this is where you would take a small brush like this, and you would do come into your orange shade to cancel out the blue, because for me it's blue, and you would lightly just kind of tap that on the darkest area. Look, it's already disappearing. Just like right along the bag line, and right there where it's the darkest. You don't have to slather. We're not slathering. You're just finding the darkest areas and putting that orange on it, and it just cancels it out perfectly. So that's one way to eliminate that. So if you're trying to use the super bright concealer on this area and it's still not bright enough, like you still see that chalky, like it looks lighter, but it's still chalky, that's when you want to tap into your demi correctors. And these, you need so little product, it's invisible to the eye. So if you're wearing no makeup at all, you should be wearing so little product that it is literally like undetectable to your eye. It should cancel out just perfectly. And then if you're trying different demis and you're like, oh, like it's kind of working, but it still looks a little chalky, it's the wrong demi shade. So you might be trying to use orange on blue, but really it's violet. That's when you need the yellow. Those are things that I can help with. You don't have to learn all that. Don't worry. So whenever you send me a picture and you say, hey, this area of my under eye is really, really dark, I'm going to probably tell you get 03. See this line right here, my bag line? It's not super obvious and I'm not super self-conscious about it, but by putting a little bit of that orange, it wipes it out. See what I mean? Totally gone, undetectable, and there's not enough product to add any kind of like texture or cakiness. It won't settle in the lines or anything. So this is a really great option for those of you who have discoloration. Same thing on here. I have melasma and acne scars here. I have sunspots and age spots and all of those things and sometimes the occasional pimple. And we say, oh, a pimple is red when really it's probably violet. So you need the yellow. It's really, really interesting. But you can see that this line of melasma here, these are actually green. So when you have the melasma and the sunspots, a lot of times that's green. So that's when I would come in with this red color and do a light tap in the red. And then you would pinpoint that discoloration and just cancel it out on the darkest areas, the most obvious areas. And then once you do that, then the rest is just like, it just disappears. And then this right here, this part where it's like an acne scar, it's a little bit more violet. So I don't want to use red on that. I actually want to use yellow. So if you say, oh, I have a red acne scar, and you try to put green on that, it's going to be chalky. So if you use the yellow, which cancels out violet, little pinpoint, like the teeniest pinpoint amount, and you just kind of like tap that on there. See how it just like, it really starts to eliminate that discoloration. So now I've eliminated that whole line of melasma with just pinpoint amounts of makeup, like the demi color correctors, which is basically just a way to cancel out unwanted discoloration. So in little bitty areas. And that's not all of it. Like I have more discoloration on my face, like these guys down here, but once you cancel out like the darkest parts, the rest of it isn't noticeable anymore. You know, I just canceled out the darkest part of it and then it's good to go. This sunspot situation over here, a little bit of the red I need my mirror to tap into that and it'll cancel out that green. It's really neat too. And it's really cool how like, once you figure out what's the most prominent or the most distracting things on your face, it's really, really cool how you can immediately just eliminate it. See? Eliminated. Is any part of your makeup waterproof, sweatproof? No, you're not allowed to say that it's waterproof. I think officially it's not waterproof, but it's not waterproof. Like if you dunk your head underwater. So this makeup doesn't have any alcohols in it, right? So there's nothing that's going to evaporate or like when water hits it, it's going to like if you put powder on your face and then you cry, you're going to see that streak from the powder, right? This won't do that. So the water will just, or the sweat will just sit on top of it. And then you can just dab it off. So I live in Tampa. I'm a private investigator. I specialize in surveillance and I sit in a hot 140, 160 degree car. That's what I do for a living and I sweat all day, every day, and it's fine. I can do my makeup while I'm sweating. This makeup has beeswax in it, which is one of the main ingredients, which is really good for your skin, but also it just, imagine like water down a candle. Like it just doesn't, you know what I mean? It's not like hard and waxy like a candle, but you get the point. So no, it's not waterproof. You're fine. I've dunked my head in the swimming pool and my makeup is fine. It's fine. Your eyeshadows, like your powder eyeshadows, if you use a primer and a good setting spray, that'll probably stay too, but the powder is the only thing that would really, be affected, but mine just doesn't move, but it's fine. I think it depends on your activity level, but how do you breathe in the car? Girl, you don't. You're like very shallowly. Like you're dying. You have to turn the car on like every once in a while to get some air going or else you'll just die. You will literally die. So you have to turn the car on, but then you have to like, if you're in a surveillance area where like there's people around you and no one's supposed to know you're in the car and you're just sitting there like, please go inside so I can start this freaking car because it's so hot. So It gets wild. It's really hot. So the foundation, the concealer, the contour, all those things I can match you to. You can play with those. If you don't like your contour, you think it's too dark, we can switch it out. If you don't want to contour, you don't have to. I'm not your mama. I'm just here to help you determine if you want to contour, this is a color to use. That's all. And so when I match you to your main shade, the other shades are just complementary. So those are, you can totally play around with those. I have different contours for when I'm more tan or less tan, or if I want a more intense look, I'll use the darker contour. And then after I do those, apply those shades, and I've used my demi to kind of cancel out it's really cool how you can just cancel out stuff like that, right? Now I'm going to use some bronzer. Bronzer is, a lot of people are scared of bronzer because they're like, oh, it's so dark, whatever. I think it's a matter of how you apply it, right? So bronzer is sheer. It's meant to be sheer. It's not meant to give you full coverage. It's just meant to warm up your skin. So where contour is cool, gray, kind of ashy, and enhances those shadows, bronzer, still trying to figure it all out. Have you gotten your makeup yet? If not, I can just, whatever, just text me. I can totally help you, like, narrow things down a little bit. Okay, so I use a big brush like this. You don't have to use a big brush. If you have a smaller face, use a little baby brush. Like, you can use where's another, stand by. Use a little baby, you can use a smaller brush. It doesn't have to be a big brush. I like the big brush because I think I need a darker shade for my brightening highlight on my chin. Only ends up looking a little chalky. Yes, if it's looking chalky, shade up. Always, always shade up. Okay, so with my bronzer, I kind of dust, always dust into your makeup like it's a powder. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm telling you, got to go see Tiffany. She does all my custom press-ons. They're so cute. She hand paints these, but she also uses like little slides and like prints them on your nails, like with the whatever. I don't know. I think I need to buy the brushes and You didn't buy the brushes? Oh my God. So I'll be completely honest with you. The quality of this brush versus the quality of a brush you get at Ulta is no different. Like, in my opinion, the brushes at Ulta, they're such good quality. The Real Techniques are good quality. The Moda, those are good quality. And then, of course, my Sigma brushes, like the professional expensive ass brushes, those are good. They're all, to me, really great quality. The difference with the Saint brushes is the density. It's the density of the bristles. The bristles will make a huge difference for this makeup. The other brushes are good quality. They're too soft for this makeup. So with these brushes, they're a little bit more, it's still synthetic fiber, nothing, it's not, it's not real hair. Like it's totally still synthetic and the same kind of materials. These bristles are a little bit thicker and it's not as bendy. So it's not as like, it's a little bit more stiff, and that's going to make a huge difference for your cream makeup. So if you haven't tried the Saint brushes with this makeup, totally try them. Like, it's a game changer, night and day for makeup application for this makeup. So bronzer, sweepies, just like it's a powder. And then I don't mash my brush against my face. I just kind of lightly use my brush to dust on those areas of the high points where I want that warmth to be. I come across my nose and just kind of sweep like that. I like the idea of having the bronzer. I like it looking like I'm wearing makeup. I like the look of makeup. I think it's really pretty. I like the enhancements. I like extra bronzer because I feel like the center of my face looks extra bright. So it's like, I feel like this area of bronzer is so pretty. You don't have to do that much. You can use a little bitty brush and just do a little bit of bronzer, however you want. I like to use it this way, but when you use a large brush like this, you don't have to mash it and then swirl it because now you're just covering your whole face. Just use the little bristles and just light kind of fluffies and kind of dusting. And that's where I say don't bend the bristles, because if you're bending the bristles, it means you're doing this. And that's not like, if your bristles bend as you're lightly dusting, then it's cool, right? But if you're bending the bristles, then you stop it. That's what I say. That's why in the Freedom Barbie merch store, it says, like, there's a shirt. It says, do not, like, don't bend the bristles or something. And then there's one that says, don't blend your makeup like a psycho, which means don't do this. It's not okay. So just little fun tips with the brushes. Okay, so there's my bronzer. So you can see it's still really bright right here. And if you remember the Scuba Steve video, the goggles, this is where we want it to be bright. So that's why I have my brightness here. and here, because we want it to be bright in this area. So my brightness was here, it's in my T-zone here, right? So this is where we want it to be bright, is inside of our goggles. Outside of our goggles, so outside of the goggles where the contour goes. So outside of where the goggles sit. See there? And then the bronzer goes where they suction to your face. So you have contour outside the goggles. The bronzer is the goggles, and then the brightness goes like inside. If you have not seen that video, you have to see it. It's literally, you can just scroll through my reels and it's me doing this. Like, it's a really great tip. And especially if you don't know like where that stuff goes, that's a really, really great tip. And for any makeup, not just your Saint makeup. Like, it's really funny too. It literally, you are Scuba Steve. It's a great way to remember it. I can't help it. I was like, this is like goggles. Okay. So now I add lip and cheek colors. You can bypass the bronzer. You can bypass the lip and cheek. You can bypass the foundation and just get the illuminate. I don't care. You build your palette however you want. My daughter has a friend they call Scuba Steve. Well, now she can be Scuba Steve. Okay. So same thing with my lip and cheek colors. You can choose just one color. I like to kind of tap into all of these and just make an all willy-nilly color, whatever. What's that color called? Mackenzie's called all willy-nilly. It's like nude grape and like pink grapefruit or something. Lightly sweeping and then lightly sweeping. See how I've applied so much pigment with just a little bit of the sweeping? So you'll really get really, really, really good pigment with very, very light application. It's the same thing with your foundation. See how much, look at that, the pigment, the color payoff you get with just a very, very light application. I have my really pretty pink feminine pop of color. You can do browns, you can do reds, you can do purples and pinks and, coral, whatever kind of blush you like. And they double as lip and cheek shades. Also, I want to mention this color right here. It's not out right now. If this ever comes back out, you have to get it or you'll be sad. This is called Grape. And these colors look really weird online. They look crazy. But this, because it's cream makeup, it doesn't apply as dark as it looks online. So a lot of people love the black cherry. Online, it looks like a black square. But it is literally the most sheer... It is the lightest, most sheer, plummy color, and everybody's like, holy crap, like that's just like a very sheer like lip balm. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So don't be afraid of these colors. So this is just an example of one that looks really crazy in the pan. It looks perfect. I mixed it all, so it looks like a friggin' mess. And then Sunshine State is another one of my favorites. I just add a little bit of the Sunshine State. See how like it's a little shimmery? Now, one of the ingredients also in this makeup is lanolin, and lanolin is really good for your lips. I was just talking last night on my live on Facebook how like my lips are garbage. They really legitimately are garbage. Like they're so dry all the time. And I just got, black cherry and nude, even together, those are pretty. When you get those, let me know what you think, because you'll be like, holy crap, like why didn't I get these before? These are gorgeous. You'll freaking love it. I was showing last night, I got this lip stuff that's like, it's a hyaluronic lippy, and now I don't know what I did, because I have such bad lips that like, I have a whole drawer of like 70, 100 like lippies. Where did that one go? I wonder but anyways, it was like a lip balm that's tinted. Oh, here it is. It's a tinted lip balm, but it's hyaluronic. And so it's like just slightly tinted a little bit. And it's really pretty neutral. Like, I just be slapping stuff on my lips. I don't care about my lips. La Cienega with dabs of black cherry. Oh, yes. And La Cienega has a little tiny bit of that shimmer. Sky Organics Lip Balm. Will you send me a link to that, please? I'm so willing to try any lippies that you guys sent. Like, this drawer is full of nothing but just like crazy. I even bought the Victoria's Secret lippies, and I do not like the Victoria's Secret cosmetics at all. I think they're poorly made. I don't care for them, but I even bought the Victoria's Secret ones just to try them. But I do like the Lush Cosmetics, if you have, like with the bath bombs and stuff, they have, Lord Jesus, they have a sugar scrub that is amazing, and it tastes really good. So you just put it on your lips, scrub it with like a mascara spoolie, like you can get the extra mascara spoolies on Amazon, scrub your lips, and then lick it off, and it tastes so good. See? It made me look hypothermic. Yeah, I usually mix, you can mix grape with another color, but it is, if you, like in the winter, it was great for like that cool tone. Lip oils are really nice too. I just got the, which one did I get? Stand by. This, no, that's not it. I got the Milk. The Milk brand lip oil. What is this one? This is the, the Kush lip oil. You guys, I have so many lip oils in here that like, I will literally try anything. I am a sucker for all the lip products. I even bought the Dennis Roth, the Dr. Dennis Roth stuff. Or Dennis Gross. This stuff just for anything. You make sugar lip scrubs. Oh my gosh, really? Can I buy one from you? Do you sell them? I'll totally buy one from you. I want to try it. Will you message me, please? I want to try your sugar scrub. I love, excuse me, there's a place in the mall near me that's called, I think it's called Splash, and they have a really good sugar scrub that's great for exfoliating, especially if you do the self tanner. It's great to exfoliate before you do it, and I love the way it smells, and I love the ingredients are not like really super chemical. So that's a great one. And then the sugar scrubs for the lips are my absolute favorite. Oh, no. Yeah, if you rub your eyes, you'll rub these lashes right off. But these are the Lashify. By the way, I still have a discount code for these. So if you want I'm going to post another lash tutorial. I just edited it yesterday. So I'll post another one. But if you want the Lashify link, just comment lashes. It'll send you the discount link. But this is the Milk Kush lip oil. So this is a new one that I'm trying because literally I'll try anything. And just so you know, Saint released a lip oil and like that really pretty Diamonds Are Forever lipstick on the birthday, and then they sold out and everybody was pissed. Like, you can't just like give this to us and then take it away. Like, people were mad, and I get it because it's a good product and they are going to bring it back. I imagine it'll be for the customer appreciation sale in July. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Like, they don't tell me anything. But the lip oil will come back, and it smells like birthday cake, and it's delicious. So another thing that smells really good, if you like that sweet smell, like this stuff smells like carrot cake. This is the Saint perfume, like the Saint, Fine Mist or whatever. And then the solid perfume, you can pop these into your palette, and the hand cream. And this smell, it's called Folklore, like Taylor Swift Folklore. But it smells like carrot cake. It smells really, really good. And also the solid perfumes, I like number 5. Number 1 smells like coffee to me, but number 5 is my favorite. It's whatever. And they are all rose gold, so you can put the illuminator. Okay. Explain to me how a solid perfume works. Oh, so the solid perfumes are just basically, they pop into your palette and they just smell good. So like all of our solid perfumes are just rose gold illuminator. So rose gold illuminator, and I usually put it right here. My grandmother taught me to put it here and like rub your wrist together, or a little bit here. It's just a little bit illuminate. Like, it's not super crazy like glitter, right? And then you just, if you want to put it where you would normally put your illuminator, you totally can. See how it just gives that little pop of shimmer? So if you don't mind smelling it, you can put it there, but usually I just put it here and here. But then if you don't want it on your face, you don't have to put it on your face. So if you don't mind it scented, then just use it where you would use illuminator. Also, I noticed that like during the holidays, like we wear the low cut dress and the really pretty like holiday dresses. Is this called a clavicle? I call it your collarbones. Listen, I haven't seen my collarbones in several years, and I'm starting to see them. Some people even put the illuminator right there if you're wearing like a tank top or something, and it gives a little bit of that shimmer and also really pretty smell. So that's an option. So there are 7 scents. Did they take the 7th one away? Maybe it's just a 6. 6 or 7 solid perfumes, and this is just something great that pops into your palette, doubles as an illuminator, and so it's really nice. There's also the Fine Mist, which is like the spray, and then the hand cream, and it smells really, really good. Anyway, so speaking of illuminator, I really like to add illuminator to my face. I think it's really pretty. See this really pretty glow right here? It just kind of adds a little bit of, I don't know, it just kind of, when you kind of turn, it catches the light just right. So right now I'm facing a window, and you can kind of see where naturally it's just catching that light. I want it to do that when I'm not looking at the window. excuse me, right? So like, even when I'm not facing the perfect lighting, I want it to look like I am. That's when we use these things to enhance. Like if you're looking at a certain angle at the camera, it's going to show those shadows, right? And so whenever you are not looking at it, like you want it to look like you still have those shadows and those really nice cheekbones. The Lord forgot my cheekbones, but it's fine. Oh my God, how small you have gotten. Oh, well, thank you so much. I've lost 140 pounds. Well, 136 pounds. That's fine. My highest was 130 or 300. And now I'm like kind of teetering in like the 160, 165 zone. I'm really excited. I'm kind of proud of myself. Like it takes a lot of work, but I found along the way, I kind of determined why I was gaining the weight. And it's because my poor relationship with food, which was never addressed. Nobody ever said, hey, you have a bad relationship with food. They just said, hey, you're fat. You're fat. It's always you're fat. You're fat. Like, just stop eating. It's not about just stop eating. If it was, I wouldn't be fat. Like, you think if I could be skinny, then I wouldn't? Like, hello. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, these people out here with their fat stuff, it's like, calm down. Anyway, so the illuminator. So illuminators are all different colors. Even this darkest one is called Glow. I just want to show you that these are not literally the color that applies on your face. It's just the hue of the shimmer. So like this is like a little bit of a darker shimmer. I'm going to sneeze. I told you. I told you I was going to sneeze. It wasn't coming. I knew it was coming. It was almost. That was the craziest thing ever. And then it wouldn't stop. I'm so stupid. Oh, gracious. Okay, so these illuminators are just like, I have a really weird spot in my hair. I think I got bronzer in it yesterday. These illuminators are just a really pretty way to add a little pop of glow. So there's the darkest one. You can also use like the lightest illuminator or one of the lighter ones. This one's called Honey. And so it's just, it doesn't matter how light or dark, like get whatever one you want. It's just the hue of the shimmer. So like for me, it benefits me to use the lighter one. If you have darker skin tone, or some of my African-American customers, they use the dark glow and it looks really pretty, but you can really use whichever one you want. There's also the powder illuminators. Like those are really pretty. They pack a really heavy punch, gorgeous. But I prefer the creams. Are a little bit more subtle, but literally do whatever you want. You can put them on your eyes. It's totally fine. And so anyways, this is literally like all the different options you have with this makeup. You have the illuminators, the foundation, the concealer, the contour, the bronzer, different lip and cheek options. There's a lip conditioner here, which if you also apply this under your eyes, this lip conditioner has the skincare in it, so it acts as hydration, and it kind of eliminates that crepiness, gives you a smooth kind of finish under here, under your makeup. Other illuminators, different color illuminators, you can put them on your eyes. Eyeshadows that are the ones that I gravitate towards. My setting powder. And with the questions with the setting powder, here's my take on setting powder. With this particular makeup, it is so glowy and it sits on your skin so nicely and gives you that really pretty youthful glow. Like it really makes your skin look really hydrated, but not greasy. It does not, your face is not like greasy and oily and weird or whatever, right? The setting powder, I like to use the setting powder not all over my whole face because I like that youthful look. The more glowy you are, the less matte you look. It looks really, really pretty. The setting powder, if I apply it right here in my inner corners and set this makeup, it kind of controls oil here. Also, it kind of creates a little bit more brightness because you're just adding brightness to where you put that brightening highlight. And then right here where you put the brightening highlight. So everywhere you put the brightening highlight is the dust setting powder, the foundation. No, the foundation is like your main highlight shade. So what's cool is that like you can wear this makeup so many different ways. The reason, like where's my thing? I have like a little makeup, whatever. When you look on the website, the reason you don't see a thing called foundation, like a whole section for foundation, is because the idea of this makeup is not, now I found it, is not to use one color all over and then add in everything else. I did that today because it's one option. It's if you do it that way, it's fine. But the concept when Kara Brooke created this makeup was to put the colors on your face where they go. So like your contour goes here, and then your brightening highlight goes here, your foundation goes everywhere, your main highlight goes everywhere else. And that together creates your 3D foundation. So the idea is that these colors together create a light layer of a 3D foundation. And 3D, three-dimensional, so you have your, the dimension. So you have the brightness here and the dark here and the warm and the cool and all of these things. That's the whole concept. So when you look online and you go to the highlight section, one of your highlights is going to be, like, my brightening highlight might be someone else. It might be their main highlight. So when you go in the highlights, I like to match people to two highlights. One is the main shade, so the main foundation, if you want to call it that. And then a brightening highlight or concealer. So where, you can put your main shade all over it, most closely matches your skin tone. And then the brightening highlight in the T-zone. And then if you want a third shade, that would be like, if you are, as we transition into summer, most people are going to want that darker shade because there's going to be a day you go out in the sun and then your makeup's going to be too light and you're like, I wish I had the darker shade. And so that's why you customize your palette. So it's okay to do a main highlight all over. Yeah, that's what I did today. It's preference, right? Like the concept was one thing, but the way you wear it is totally up to you, right? Like, nobody's your mama. And I'm not someone who's very big on rules when it comes to makeup, only because how can one person determine all the makeup rules when everybody's face is different, your face shape, your face color, your skin tone, everything's different for everyone. So how can one person determine this was going to be the rule? Like, I get color theory and I get like all of those things and I get like anatomy and all the, whatever. And so those things I understand, but also if you have a fuller face, they say, a fuller face, your blush should go on the back of your cheekbones, right? So that your face looks slimmer. What if you don't want your face to look slimmer? You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like your rules don't go for everyone. So you make your own rules. It's the same thing with this makeup. Like, if you want to put your foundation all over and then add everything else, that's what I did. And it's still really light and not cakey. The idea is that you have the different colors to create the dimension. That's all, is just to have no flat face. So that was the whole concept. So get a free color match. This makeup is really fun, and I think it allows women the opportunity to really personalize and customize their makeup experience without like digging in a bag for the next product. And you have, this, I use my Clinique foundation, but then I use this concealer, which is totally fine, right? If that's what works for you. But I think the whole concept is just have it all in one place. Everything's the same texture. So it just kind of blends all together. It melts together really nicely. And you don't have products sitting on top of other products because they just kind of melt together and create this really beautiful dimension of makeup. So, but again, like literally it is your preference. You do whatever you want. My job is to get you a shade that most closely matches your skin tone, and then also match you with a complementary brightening highlight and contour shade if you want to use whatever. When I do a color match, I match you to one of everything, and then you choose what you want to add to your cart. My job is to use my knowledge and experience to help you find the right shades for you, help you find the right color correctors, help guide you in the way of colors you might like or make recommendations for you, put together eyeshadow combos, and use my knowledge of this makeup and this system to help you build a palette. And then my job is also to be here for you after you get your makeup. And I don't know, and also it's your job to be my friend, because once you buy makeup from me, like once you get a color match, like once you're here, even if you never buy makeup from me a day in your life, like if you're here, you show up in my life, like we are friends. I expect a birthday card. Like I expect you to call and ask how my mom is doing. Do you know what I mean? So like it's kind of like, I don't know. I just appreciate those friendships and those connections. So when you get a color match and everything, I usually text you and I'm like, I only use foundation, never learned how to use concealer and contour. Will foundation, concealer, and highlight look okay without contour? Yeah, of course. Like you do what makes you feel pretty, right? If you are someone who is like, I want to contour, but I just don't know how, I never got into it because I'm not, I don't know how. that's where I come in, and I can help you see, like, if you buy the contour, I'm going to show you how to use it, and I want you to see the difference. And then if you're like, no, I still don't like it, then just like return it or whatever, or just don't buy it. You don't have to. But the whole idea is that you can try the contour and see how it changes your face shape, and you might really like it. So that's like, but you don't have to. No, it doesn't look any worse in my opinion. Like, some people just use bronzer and no contour. It's 100% preference. So if you're like, no, I absolutely don't want a contour, then don't buy the contour. Like, I'm not your mama. But if you're like, I don't know how to contour, I want to contour, I'm buying the contour, that's where I come in and say, okay, let me show you how to use it now. That's why, like, it's so important to me to connect with my customers, because I feel like women are too intimidated by makeup, because there's influencers online that they make it seem really easy, but it's not, and they don't show you all the things, We will be in the UK and Australia, as far as I know, by the end of the year, and then Mexico at the beginning of next year. That's what I know so far. That's the only update that I have, so I'm hoping for that. So if you want to get on my list of, like, whatever, I have a list going, so like if you want to add your email to it, just message me. But so basically, when I find out more, I'll send you an email update and let you know. Yeah, there's a lot of my customers who are like, I'm not going to contour, and then they do, and they're like, holy buckets, that's wild. It really just helps to kind of shape your face a little bit, but it's not mandatory. Like, do whatever you want. There is not a travel size of the brush cleaner. I think they did that was a limited edition, but if you get one of those small travel size bottles from Walmart and just pour it in there, that's what I do. And I just travel with it, and it works. It travels fine. Yay, we're friends. Yeah, girl. I don't know if you've ever bought makeup from me, like, I won't blow up your text, but I'll be like, we'll be talking about makeup, and the next thing you know, I'll be like, so how's your mom? Like, did your brother, how was his baseball game or whatever? And I just want to know everything about you. So if you don't like that, that's fine. You can just be like, please stop asking me questions. But I like that connection. I like the friendships, and I don't know. It's nice when you, like, connect with other women who are just like you, like other women who like makeup, or maybe they need a friend too. You never know how you can be that to someone, That's why I tell my Saint team. I have a team of about 400 artists underneath me. And when we talk, some of them are, I want to sell this makeup. Like, I really enjoy it. And everybody who has purchased from me really likes it, but I'm scared to show up on social media. And I'm like, well, first of all, you don't have to do social media, but if you want to do social media, don't be scared of it, because people need you. Like, you know what I mean? Women need those connections. Dudes are cool. They're like, yo, dude, you got something that's cool. All right, cool, bet. Thanks, bye, have a nice day. And then, like, they just move on with their life. Women are more, like, typically, we need more of that connection, And so you never know how, when you show up in whatever way, so whatever you do for work or whatever you do at home, like, whenever you show up, you never know when someone else needed you to show up for them. And that's when I was doing a training for Jackie Richards' team the other night, and I was saying, when I first saw the Saint makeup, I thought it was stupid. And the women that kept showing up, they didn't know that there was a 38-year-old depressed woman sitting in her car doing surveillance with a job she thought that was like her end all be all. I've been doing it for 18 years. I was isolated. I was alone. with my thoughts. It was quiet. And I was just in my head. I was depressed and lonely and sad. And those are the thoughts that I had. But those women kept showing up. And so they didn't know that I was there and that I kind of needed them to show up. And so it's really interesting how you just, you never know how just being there for someone can really change someone's life. So that's why I try to make this a really positive place for women to go and, I don't know, learn a little bit of makeup. And also, I've never been in a place where people, like, look up to me for anything. Like, oh, no one's ever looked up to me for makeup. Or, I mean, they did, as I got better at makeup, they did. But, like, personal style, y'all, I had to wear jeans and t-shirts, like shorts and t-shirts. That's my uniform. I've been a PI for just like 2 decades. Like, that's all I wear. So I've learned how to, like, kind of come into my own with my style and not worry about, like, having to wear these fancy things that everyone else is wearing. Like, that doesn't have to be my style. Like, I can show up online and be like, hey, look at this outfit, and it's just cut off shorts and a t-shirt that I like, because that's me. And there's other women out there too. So anyways, I'm on a tangent. Just show up for whoever, like, pay for someone's coffee today or something. You never know how you could impact someone's life. You never know when that one gesture or that one kind statement or whatever could just change someone's day. And like the other night I went to dinner with a bunch of other private investigators and my old boss, and we were just enjoying the evening at dinner, and I was walking out and this girl was sitting at the bar and I'm walking towards the door and she looked at me, she said, "Hey, your outfit's really cool. You know, you look really cute." I was like, "Thank you so much." And it was like, she didn't have to say that, but it kind of, you know, gives you a little pep in your step and kind of lets you, I don't know, just to be, I think it's just the acknowledgement, right? So don't be afraid to be that for someone. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys know about the outcome of this today. And I'm going to use some setting spray like I always do, just so all the other variables are the same. And then I'll let you know how this makeup does today. Satan has a really good setting spray. It has the aloe in it, like it has skincare in it. But I really like this one. It's the Benefit Professional. I really like the Benefit stuff. Like they did a really good job. It's very fine and misty. Okay, so now I've set my face. We're going to see how this looks at the end of the day, and I'm going to see how this SPF wears throughout the day under this makeup. So it's a new one that I'm using. So, but it doesn't have the avobenzone. Avobenzone is the active ingredient that turns your extensions orange, by the way, in case you didn't know that. Okay, so anyways, you guys have a great day. I love you so much, and I'm going to go do an eyebrow tutorial and an eyeshadow look. So hopefully you guys can benefit from that. Okay, love you, bye.